Y'all, I just realized I was hollering and there was no sound. So we're gonna condense all of that and just welcome. This is Caron Bailey, your ATX Stampin' Lady. Come on in and join me in the craft room, y'all. It is time for a little Wing It Wednesday happenings, and we are gonna get creative in just a little bit. I was just saying thank you to all of my subscribers. Thanks you for those of you who are new subscribers. Sit back, relax. I hope you are able to grab your supplies and you are able to join me in creating some cards tonight. If you are a returning crafter with me, welcome back. Thank you guys. Either way, like this video, share this video, and invite your friends to join me here. Tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to forego all of the you know, the little things that I share with you. But if you, as I'm talking, if there's something that's going on in Stampin' Up, I'm definitely going to tell you about it. But I kind of just really want to dive right in and get started with the project, okay? So let me just go ahead and get our desk view. Let me switch this so we can see what's going on here. All righty. And there we go. All right, you guys. So if you saw the thumbnail and you got the invitation, let me share with you the supplies that we are going to use for this evening, okay? So we're going to make 4 cards this evening, and with those 4 cards, we're going to use a piece. We're going to need 1 piece of 6x6 designer series paper. This is kind of like a one sheet wonder kind of event, okay? And if you'll notice, I'm starting a playlist that's going to feature all the one sheet wonders that I'm going to work on, because I love one sheet wonders. They're the best thing to do when you are needing to create multiple cards fast, quick, and in a hurry, okay? So again, you're going to need 1 piece of 6x6 designer series paper, and I'm going to share with you how to cut that. You're going to need some card bases, 4 of them. So I picked a couple of pieces that's going to coordinate with my designer series paper. And so I went with some berry burst. The berry burst piece I cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And I went with Tahitian Tide, and this one I went with 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored it at 4 1/4. So I have a couple of different layouts. What we're also going to need for our card is we're going to need 8 pieces of basic white. Now, if you can use very vanilla if that works with what your color scheme works with, but basic white is the color that I'm working with. So you're going to need 8 pieces. Now, why do I need 8 pieces? Well, I've got 4 card bases, and these, unfortunately, well, they're dark, so I need piece for the sentiment piece on the inside of the card, okay? So you need 8 of them. 4 is going to go on the inside, and 4 is going to be on the outside. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a couple of strips, okay? Same color as your card base, and I cut mine at 1/8 of an inch, okay? 1/8 of an inch by about 6, okay? You don't need it 5 1/2, 6. Let's hope that 5 1/2 works. If not, we'll have to recut it, okay? Anyway, so you'll need about 4 of them. Now, what matters is pretty much the length of this. This needs to be at least 5 1/2, should be 6 or longer, and you'll see why. But you can make it any width you want. If you want a thicker strip, thicker than 1/8 of an inch, you can do a 1/4 inch, you can do whatever strip you'd like, and you'll see that later on. But I cut mine at 1/8 of an inch. And what I'm going to use as well is I'm going to use, this is a stamp set, one of our suites, the Masterfully Made suites, and I have not even used this one. So this is going to be the stamp set that I'm using, Gorgeously Made, and I also have the Go-To Greetings stamp set, just in case I'm looking for a different sentiment. So those are the products that we're going to use tonight. Okay, now the star of the show, and let me bring this template in for you because you're going to need to see this. let's grab this. And you guys, here's the thing. So we're gonna need a piece, so here's my template. So we're gonna use all of this designer series paper. Now the only thing I need, and I forgot to do, because we're gonna cut this at 5.5. So really, I forgot to do that. And this is just because I want to make sure that you have a very good template, something that you can use when you create one. That's about half, okay? And all I'm going to do is measure about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Oh wait, that's 0 right there. So 0, 5, oh no, it's 3/4 of an inch. That's going to bring us there, right? How about we do it that way? How come I didn't get 5.5 there? See, that's the thing about measuring. You got to measure once. That's right, that's 5.5 from the top. And this should be 5.5 right here. And then we're going to connect these 2 dots. So your template is complete. All right. And again, I like to have templates. I create these templates when I see cards that I like or designs. So you'll know we're going to cut this away right here. Everything else will be usable product. And you might even be able to use that, okay? So let's grab our trimmer and let's do some cutting. So the first cut where we're going to want to do, now the first thing you have to decide is what side of the cardstock that you're wanting to use, or the designer paper. And y'all, I really think I want to use this one. I mean, I'm going to use this one. It's a little busy, it's a little fun, it's a little frisky, so that's why I'm going to use it, all right? So let's cut this into, the first cut by our template is on the 4-inch, okay? So once we cut this at 4 inches, we know we're already going to have this as a 2 inches, right? Because 4 plus 2 is 6, so we have our 6-inch. So we need a 4 by 4 inch square. So we're going to turn it on the 6-inch side and we're going to cut. Okay, so we also know that this is done. This is our 2-inch by 4-inch side. Let's put that aside. And then this 4-inch, we're going to put this in the track. And all we do, when we're doing a diagonal, this little track right here is very important. We line tip to tip, especially if you're doing a project where you're wanting the tips for it to be even, okay? You're not doing an offset or anything like that. I'm just going to clean my tray up, my track a little bit, because I don't want it to... all right, so here we're going to put the point to point in the track. And normally I would be over this, so if I'm a little off, that's fine for me tonight. And then because I don't want it to snag, I'm going to start my blade, my cutting blade, on the center or somewhere on the cardstock. Okay, so here we have all of our pieces to make our 4 cards. Okay, we're done with this trimmer for tonight, y'all. At least I hope so. So we have card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and card number 4. Just like that, we are going to create 4 cards. All right, so let's start assembly. Grab 4 of our basic white cardstock, or very vanilla if that's what you want. and we're going to start putting things together. Let's start with this piece right here. Okay, so all we're going to do is line this up even with the bottom. Okay, and that's all we're going to do right now, is we're just going to add our pieces. And I adore liquid glue, and I adore it because I have such a difficult time lining things up, and so I absolutely need to have that additional time to go ahead and make sure that I line things up properly. So I want to make sure that we're going top to top, edge to edge, and line everybody up. Okay, there we go. That's one. We're going to grab another piece. One's going to go on the bottom. And you guys, when you're done with this card, I mean, if you're and Christmas is coming around the corner, right? So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and get started. You know, I mean, I don't know how many people send cards these days. I know I do. I love sending cards. They may be a little late, but I send them. I send cards to my friends and my family. Sometimes it's just thinking of you, just to say, hey, I want to show my appreciation for you. Thanks for being in my life. And so sometimes a quick little gift, I'll go ahead and I'll send a gift pack of 4 cards, random, whether it's birthday and a mixture of sentiments. And I'll say, hey, just thank you. I was just thinking of you. Okay. So we have this one that we're going to line here. Again, making sure everybody's even. Okay. So we'll have one like this, one like this, and we'll have one like this. And the last one, now you'll know we got to trim this to 5.5. We did not trim this before to 5.5. So let's get that done now. I forgot to do that, right? Now because I want to live, so here decision making time for me is I just want to make sure that I keep just a little bit of the blue in the card. So I'm going to trim on this end. So we're going to line this up at 5.5. And trim. Okay. So guys, as you can see in the top, well, maybe you can't see it as clearly, but in the top right, up top left of the screen, you'll see the October host code. If you are shopping with me, anything that you see that I'm demonstrating or using tonight that you would love to add to your collection, please don't hesitate to do so. So we don't want to cut, we don't want to trim everything off. So we know it's going to be a little bit off, right? So when I add my liquid glue, I'm going to try to stay away from about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and about well, maybe about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom and 1/8 of an inch from the top. Okay. Then I'm just going to line this right like so on this cardstock. Okay. So there we have perfect. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I have to stamp first. I mean, I have to put this little strip down first, and I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, I'm going to decide which ones I want with what, okay? So, Anything that has a little bit of blue is going to go with the blue folder. Well, this one I might change. So I'm going to flip it up a lot. Oh, look at that one. That's pretty, huh? All right, so I've decided which pieces are going to go where. So let's start with this guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to match my strip with the card base. So, and what I'm doing is I'm aligning this because I need to, for me personally, for alignment purposes, I need to know what space and real estate I have for stamping. So I have to make sure that this is in place where it needs to be. Maybe not stuck down, but at least I know where it's going to be. Okay? So now let's grab our stamp set and let's do a little design here. Let's figure out what we're going to do. I've not used this stamp set at all, you guys. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, World Card Making Day is this Saturday. I hope you guys, who's joining me? If you are planning on joining me for World Card Making Day, please let me know. I am going to be sending out an email tonight to all of my customers, those that are wanting to participate. So that way you'll have the measurements needed for the event on Saturday. You can already start pre-cutting your elements. What am I doing here? Oh yeah. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing when I talk. All right, so here's one way that I align, a tip for you and how I align my stamps. So I'll take one side off, right? Keep the backing on the other. I will line that back element up, and once this is in place, everything else will fall into place. Okay? Right? And then I'll go ahead and I'll take the other side off, because we already know this is going to fall into place because that's how we had it. And there we go. Okay? So that's one way that one tip for you on aligning your stamps. Let's do it one more time before, because I might need that. I might need this one too. So sorry about that. Sometimes I get to thinking, oh, this is what I want to do, and I don't have the time to finish everything that needs to happen. So again, I align everything where it needs to be, making sure that everything will fall into place. There we go. And then once it's in place, I'll go right ahead and I'll show you another thing that I do as well. Okay, that one's a little bit easier. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to show you on this one. Okay. So that's going to go on here. So this we know is going to go here like this. And so I'm going to take this off. So these two methods are the best ways that I've figured out to definitely get the stickers onto your stamp set easier than anything else. Okay. And another quick tip for you guys, don't really throw these out, okay? So now that you know this is on here, we know where this is going to go. So I'm just going to line this up and it'll be ready to go. I'm going to put my head in the way for just a second because I got to be right over it, okay? Apologize. So that I can see. And just like that, y'all, this stamp has been aligned, okay? It's just that easy. Okay, so those are the two ways that I do align my stickers, add my stickers to the back of my stamps. All right, so let's get started with this, and I'm going to use this one right here. And of course, so what I want to do is I'm going to have this guy right like this. At least this is what I'm thinking. I know what I want to do here. And that's exactly what I was going to do. All right. So I'm going to take my little word stamp, right? And I'm going to come in with, I think I want to go with smoky slate. Let me grab my smoky slate. Yeah. Give me one quick second. Let me grab my smoky slate. All right. And I want second generation stamping on this, right? So let's go ahead and ink up our stamp with smoky slate. Let me find a piece of scrap paper. And y'all, I got paper everywhere. Why I can't find me some scrap paper, I don't know. But here we go. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, stamp off, because I don't want this to be very dark at all. Now, I have a good understanding. Let's see what second generation is going to look like. And third. So I want second. Okay. So I have a good idea as to where I want my image to go. So I'm going to line this up. Second. Second. And then second. Okay. Not in any order whatsoever. All right. And then from here, I'm going to grab this stamp. I'll put that away. I don't know what I did with my longer block, but it's around here somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I want this, I'm going to emboss it, you guys. You guys know I can't do anything without embossing. It just doesn't work that way for me. Okay. Well, okay, I'm just going to do black. So let me go in with my embossing buddy tool. You can change up the flower. Hey Tamika, how you doing? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stamp right across like so. Okay. Last thing I need is a sentiment. And let's see, there is a sentiment in the pack, in the set. How about this one? I'm not sure where I got this one from, but I'm going to use it. There's no one quite like you. Make sure we're even here. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm trying to make these cards as simple as possible, not a lot of dimensions, not a lot of anything, but I just, my personal preference for anything is I have to heat emboss. I got to do something. So if you see me doing that, that is, I want to say that's my quote unquote, my signature, because I have to have heat embossing most of the time. And then let's just find my spoon, which seems to have disappeared. you guys do that a lot? Or is it just me? I mean, I swear I will use something and 2 seconds later it just disappears from my life. I don't know where it goes. Nothing. All right. And I bought some spoons specifically for in here. All right. This just is not gonna cut it. I'll be doing this forever. I'm gonna stand up in a minute and go find my spoon. Okay. Make sure we get this embossing powder everywhere. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me grab my... Tamika, are you stamping tonight? All right. Let's cover this. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, Sunday is the first Sunday of the month. No, it's not. Yeah, it's the second Sunday of the month. And what do we do on the second Sunday of every month? We do roll of the die. All right, so the difference that I did here is I triple embossed my sentiment. So if you are closer, I'm pretty sure you should be able to see there's a difference between what was triple heat embossed versus what I did that was only the one time, the leaf, okay? So the sentiment technically will pop just a little bit more, be a little bit brighter than just the image, the leaf image, okay? The branch image, because I think that's what you call that. All right, so let's get ready. All right, y'all. I'm gonna bring out my little desk vac here. Yes, I had a whole bunch of paper on there. All right, so now we're gonna add our little strip of adhesive. If you are good enough and you can add the liquid adhesive or the strip tape, of course you could use your silicone mat. I'm just gonna add just a little strip of glue right next to the edge because I want to hide that and make it not so harsh. And then I'm gonna butt this right against, like so. Perfect. Let that sit for a second, and then I'm going to trim it off. You could use your trimmer to do that, but we got some beautiful snips that do that, that take that function very well. All right. So our first card, and I'm going to keep these very simple, y'all. Y'all know that I would generally and normally I would bring out my my foam sheets and I would pop these up, but I'm not going to do that tonight for the sake of simplicity. And like I said, these are supposed to be relatively quick cards, okay? I seem to be frozen here. Can y'all see what's happening? All right, give me 1 second. I'm looking at on my streaming and it seems like I'm frozen. Can y'all see what's going on? You're uploading videos? Oh, this one's not going to go there. So this one has to go, actually it can. So we're going to put this one right here. Oh, and it's hurting my heart really not to pop this up. Okay, but I said we weren't, so let's not. So a couple of other things we could do to amp this up a little bit, take this from a now card to a wow card. One of which is, of course, add some add some foam dimensional. We could add a little bit of ribbon. We could replace this strip with some, okay, that's what I thought. Give me 1 second. I seem to be frozen. Can you hear me at least? So I'm not quite sure why I'm frozen, but you can still hear me. Okay, I think we're back now. Can you see me now? All right. So I'm not quite sure where we missed. So all I did, so I'll catch you up on the next one as to everything that we're doing for this card. All right. So this card, I think we're done. So things you can do to amp this up just a tad is you can go ahead and you can pop this up on a little bit of dimension. Instead of using this little strip, you could use some ribbon. I'm definitely going to add gems, even though I want to keep it simple. And that's what I would do. You could also use a sponging technique to make this not a solid black line. You could give this a little bit of color. So there's some other things that you can do for this card. So let's go ahead and quickly do the inside, do something on the inside. And all I'm going to do is take this same stamp with our base, with our smoky slate, and I'm going to stamp off. So I have second generation and stamp it right in the center of this card. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work. This is for one of the other ones. Why is that not going to work? Because the orientation of that card is this way. I typically do my A2 cards in the standard orientation, so sometimes I just really have to think really hard when I'm doing other orientations. I have got my card idea in mind for Sunday. Do you have your card idea in mind for Sunday? The idea. Oh my God. And you know what made it a little bit more challenging for me? What made it a little challenging for me is I don't do anything more than other than A2 size cards. So I'm having I had a little bit of a difficult time trying to figure out what size I wanted to, and then not only the size, it's a fun fold. Oh my goodness. All right, so our first card is done, y'all, and take a look. This is the first one. And just like that, I'm gonna try to move a little bit faster to create the other cards for us, okay? And they should go a little bit faster, okay? So we know we're using the maroon strip, or the, see, and this is why it has to be, oh, this is gonna be just right. This is why it should be 6 inches long, to make sure that it gets from point to point, okay? All right. I'm gonna add my strip. And on this one, I'm a little short. Just a little bit short. Make sure it butts right up against. So I might do a little trimming just because I really don't want that gap to be there. But it's not a complete big deal. All right. So the other thing we're getting ready to go do is we're gonna stamp our element. One. And 2. Okay. Now these are meant to be completely random. So we do have the World Card Making Day event. I am probably going to be joining some of my friends with on Zoom. If there's anyone that wants to join us on Zoom, please let me know. And that way I can create a private Zoom link for us so that we can watch the World Card Making Day event together and create those 3 card projects, okay? Oh, I was telling you, Roll of the Die is on Sunday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one up here. The elements are in color. We've got to do a little bit of sponging. We've got to do some sponging. There's got to be embellishments on our card. There's got to be a fancy fold. It's got to be a masculine card. And it cannot be an A2. Oh my goodness. That's the part that's sticking for me, you guys. But I think I got it figured out. I really do think I have it figured out. So the set that I'm thinking about using, I haven't decided yet. Well, maybe I won't tell you what I'm thinking about. That way everything will be a complete surprise. I think I like that idea, that it's complete surprise. You guys don't forget to like and share this video. Oh, and I want to thank you guys for last month I had a goal of trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of September. We didn't quite get to 300. We did, I believe, is 176 subscribers is where we got to. But hey, I started off at 152, I think it was. So you guys, I'm still trying to get to 300. So invite your friends to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love the company when we craft. And if you are not a crafter, maybe, who knows, by the time we're done, you will be a crafter just like me. Okay, so let's put this on here. And again, I'm not using dimensionals like I normally would. And y'all know I normally would. Because, and I am taking a little bit longer to create these cards. But once we cut this, these cards should be relatively quick, simple, and easy. Now, what's making it a little bit harder or taking it a little bit longer is that I am embossing. So that always adds just a little bit of extra time. But you don't have to emboss, okay? That's 2. Now we're going to get started on the other ones. And we'll see if we can get this to go faster as well. Oh. I'm not sure how I scored this one wrong, but I did. Somehow I scored this one wrong. Not sure how. Oh yeah, I'm way off. Lord have mercy. What was I thinking? So see, we'll just make that a design element. That's all. I don't know how yet, but it's going to be a design element. All right, and we have this one in there. And I'm going to change the orientation of that card, and here's why. Because I want everything to be, even though we're using the same papers, the same patterns, the same everything, I'm going to change everything up just a little bit, just by the orientation of the cardstock, the card base, okay? All right. So we have one piece. This is opening this way. We have this one opening that way, right? So we're going to have a blue that's going to open this way. And then we're going to have one that opens the other way. Okay? So this one I want to open that way. So we're going to put this one in this manner, like so. Okay? So given now that I know how I want to orient my card, we know how we're going to design, right? At least I think we do, right? Also, stay tuned, you guys. We are going to be doing a blog hop. I'm doing a blog hop on Saturday, featuring the shutter. I think it's called a fractured frame card is what that's called. All right. So let me clean this off and show you something else that I was thinking about. I'm going to just change up my colors just a little bit. All right, y'all, I seem to be frozen again. I'm not sure what's going on. Just checking in. For whatever reason, my desktop view seems to be freezing on me. Not quite sure what's happening, so bear with me, you guys. Let's see if we got stuff. We're back. Alrighty, here we go. All right, so we've got this, and this is Tahitian Tide. And so I want to use, what's a good coordinating color with Tahitian Tide? I'm just going to stick with Smoky Slate. And I'm not going to add, I'm going to change something. So I'm going to go with the Smoky Slate. I'm going to change this just a tad. Okay. And I'm going to forego the other part that I was doing because I want everything to be just a little bit different than the other card. Outside of colors, of course, right? And we're going to line this up here. I was talking to one of my cousins this morning, and if you guys did not know, I am from the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas to be exact, and I was talking to my dad this morning too, and he was telling me that there was a little bit of bad weather going on at home. Yeah, not hurricanes. They know I don't stress about hurricanes and things like that at home unless my dad is worried and anxious. Right? That's like my cue. I watch the news all the time. Well, not all the time because I hate the news. The news is always negative. So I really don't like to watch the news, right? But during hurricane season, which is June to November 1st, and I hear everybody talking about like hurricanes this, hurricanes that, and I pay attention to when it's in the islands, right? But let me tell you, if my dad doesn't say to me, hey, I'm moving the boat, I don't get upset. I don't get anxious. I don't do anything, okay? Just because if he's moving the boat, that's letting me know that, hey, something is wrong. It's something's about to hit, okay? And so I get a little anxious at that point. All right, so I'm going to trim this off just a little bit, less than 1/8 of an inch, to make sure I had an even border, okay? Okay. And then I'm going to grab a sentiment. Let's see. Is there anything in the go-to greetings that I may want to use? There might be. I'm gonna go with this one. See, and I haven't, man, this is another one that I haven't done my, I haven't done my labels. You really would think that I don't like these, but I love them. But I always love when I do Wing It Wednesdays or any of the stamping events that I do online. Primarily because when I'm winging it, that just means I decide on a stamp set, maybe one that I have not used at all or much, and I get to play with it, and that's what's important to me. I know a lot of seasoned demonstrators will tell you that, look, at the end when things are retired, I get rid of them, but I don't get rid of stamps unless I've used them. It doesn't make any sense. I bought them for a reason. I bought them because I love them. And so there you have that. All right, so let's put this on here. And then I just moved my stuff here. Here we go. And we're going to put Thinking of You right here. That'll fit perfectly right there. Okay. Make sure it's even. Add my Thinking of You. And keep in mind, I am going to add embellishments. I just don't know which ones I want to add yet. So I might do it afterwards. Wonder if I have those in here. So card number 3 of our pack of cards is complete. I'm frozen again. All right, I don't know what we've got going on here. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you guys are, there's enough sound that lets you know what we're doing. And then you can see the finish. I don't know why I'm having automation issues tonight, why things are freezing on me. I do apologize. So I added another ring light tonight, you guys. Is the lighting better for you guys? Can you see better? It doesn't seem as if there's that much more of a glare. So I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so that's card number 3. Last card is our Did I cut this short again? I don't know how did I do that? Oh my goodness. Y'all, you know what they say, measure twice, cut once. Well, I should I should listen to that as far as scoring. I don't know how this card got so out of whack, but it did. Alrighty, perfect. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, the last card, I'm going to go again with our smoky slate, which is somewhere. Going to add it to all right. I'm apologizing, you guys. I'm not sure what's going on, why things are freezing on me tonight. But I'm doing my best to catch it in time so that you guys can still see what's going on, okay? That might be kind of different. I think I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is, I understand that this sentiment is a little bit wide, but I'm going to stamp and heat emboss on it. That way, I think that might be nice. Let's see. I mean, it is only paper, right? I've not done that before. So that might be something to think about, is when I'm heat embossing, right? So I'm going to keep this straight, and I'm going to make sure that my sentiment crosses over on my designer paper as well as onto the white cardstock. Yeah. I've not ever done that before. And it looks beautiful. I love it. Why haven't I done that before? I love when I discover new things. I have stamped on designer series paper before, but I tend to generally not I do it either all on or all off. Yeah. But I like this. This is kind of cool. Let's see what it looks like. And I'm going to triple emboss this. Now, the only challenge I might have is because there is adhesive on the back of this. And so when we add some heat to it, we might have a little bit of issues, right? So let's see what we have. All right, there we go. We're starting to melt the embossing powder. There we go. That's one. That's two. And that's three. I'm going to add it to the back just so that it uncurls it just a little bit. Oh gosh, you guys, you know what I didn't think of? What did I not think of? My little strip. But we're going to make this strip work somehow because that's why we cut it, right? So generally this strip would go right here, like so. But if we put it there, we're going to cut off the of, right? So I think I might just do that. Have this strip right here. And maybe, oh, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Alrighty. Thank goodness for liquid adhesive. I'm going to line this up right about here. Trim it off. And then I'm going to put a little piece up here. I don't want to cut out the sentiment now. Alrighty. So I forgot what my overall design was in terms of with the little strip, right? So I had to adapt and overcome, and I love what just happened here. Okay, I love it. Okay, now I'm just gonna align this on here. And remember, this is 5.5, right? So this is supposed to go edge to edge. The rest of this is not. Okay? I've got embossing powder on my workstation. I can feel the grit of it. Okay. I feel like I haven't spoken to my sister in a very long time. I don't know why. And I just spoke to her the other day, but my sister and I usually, whether we talk, we text, whatever, but we tend to generally speak to each other multiple times, either, you know, at least once a day. My sister and I speak, and I feel like I have not spoken to her in a couple days. I don't know why. So that's something I'm about to rectify as soon as I get off this call, this live, because when I have the need to reach out to my family, I just do. Do you guys get like that? And sometimes I wake them up because I'm an early riser. Some of them are not. Some of them are not. But it is what it is, you know. I check on my family regularly. They check on me. That's the way families work. Alrighty. So you guys, there are 4 cards. Let's move everything. Let's bring everything back in so I can share all the cards with you tonight. And I am going to add embellishments on them. I just have not decided which elements I'm going to add. Which embellishments I'm going to add. So that's the only reason you're not seeing me put anything on them. I hadn't thought that far ahead. And here we go. Got this guy in here. All right, there you have it. We've got our 4 cards. Can you see them all? With our 1 design element. Okay, so very easy to make 4 cards. Again, it took a little bit longer for us tonight. One, because in the middle of stuff, I of course always change things up. But using this one piece of here's your template. So if you're wanting to create these cards, this is a template courtesy of my upline, well, the design that I saw courtesy of my upline, Miss Connie Stewart. and so of Simply Simple Stamping. 6x6 designer series paper. First cut is on the 4-inch mark, so you have a piece that's 4x6. On the 4x6 section, you're going to cut that at 4 1/4, 4 inches. That way you have a piece that's 4x4, and you'll have a piece that's 2x4. You should also have a piece that's 2x6 that you're going to cut down into 2x5 1/2. Okay, so that's how this template works. And with this template, you will create 4 cards. And here are the 4 cards that we created this evening. All right, these are the 4 cards. You guys don't forget, I do plan to go live tomorrow. Tonight was a Wing It Wednesday. I do plan to go live tomorrow with a Case the Caddy. I am casing I think I'm going to case the new mini catalog. I have not cased anything out of there. Not sure which product I'm going to case or which suite. I did oh yes, I did the Garden Walk. I did case that. So I am going to case another product from that catalog, just not sure which one. Take a look throughout the day. I will post the thumbnail to let you know what we're casing. That way, if you have the product and you want to case along right with me, pop on, grab your stuff, and we'll have some fun when we case the catalog. So this is fun, you guys. Stay tuned. I might do another Wing It. I don't know. Next Tuesday, I'm going to do a paper pumpkin. So if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber, put it on your calendar. Grab one of your paper pumpkin kits and get ready to join me. I think I did June last month. I'm going to work on July on Tuesday. So grab your July paper pumpkin kit, and let's get to creating. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and invite your friends to love my channel, to like my channel. And as always, you guys, thank you for joining me. I know you had time that you could spend elsewhere, and that you've chosen to spend it with me. I really do appreciate you. Thank you guys. Have a great evening, and happy stamping.